Hello, dear ones. Stacy at the Shambhala Warrior Tribe. I today am going to discuss the new Shakti consciousness. So, if you follow me, you know that last spring I was talking about ascension. Well, the ascension is here. Um, Shakti is a transformational energy that is within all of us, and it has something to do with our ability to become conscious. Okay, so there's a lot of division in our world now, a lot of chaos, but there's a consciousness that's going one way and a consciousness that's going the other way. So I use this as the immature yang or the sacred feminine. Okay, so or the immature or the mature yin. Okay, so sometimes we try to make this about gender. It's not about gender, but it is about the feminine. Okay, so Shakti is the feminine energy within everyone. It doesn't matter if you're how you identify gender wise. We are getting more in touch with our compassion, wisdom, intuition, ability to work together as a team. It's really key. And compassionate action. Okay. Most of all, what is required now, darlings, is belief. Belief in yourself. Belief in your connection to all that is, your connection to nature or Mother Earth herself. Okay, so I'm realizing from an experiential level, I'm actually going through a rise in consciousness. And I know many of you feel the same way because we've had conversations about this, shining ones. The important thing is that we need to talk about strategy. And that strategy is how do we raise the level of consciousness in humanity as quickly as possible, starting with ourselves. Okay, so first of all, this is non-negotiable. This is the foundation of all the consciousness. I'm going to talk about 5 aspects here. Okay. First one is belief. We have to absolutely have unshakable belief in our connection to the new consciousness. And if I'm going to bottom line it, I'm just going to say your connection with Mother Earth. Okay. Doesn't matter how you identify spiritually. We all share the same mother. So connecting with her. And that's a way that we, from an experiential standpoint, can do that. So coming from a place of being as one with Mother Earth, as you know, to the best degree that you can, we are going to cultivate a higher level of consciousness, and that is foundation is compassion. First of all, compassion for yourself, because we have energies in us. Immature yang is in everyone, and or things that we don't like about ourselves. So in Tantra, the cool thing is if it's bad or if you think it's not a good thing about yourself, it's good. Or if it's good, it's good. So there is no external God. There is no external judgment on you. Um, the energy of Shakti, the energy of the mother is that simply you are loved no matter what. Doesn't matter. You're loved unconditionally. So we're actually taking the very, very immature yang, and this is the opposite. This is like your loving mother that loves you no matter what, which is Mother Earth, right? Okay, so compassion for ourselves. So once you have that, you cultivate that. Now, I teach meditation that will help you do that. And then you can extend that out to other people because you're not victimizing yourself. Victimizing meaning that there's some external force that's causing your own suffering. Okay, and that's a key thing, because if you're a victim, you cannot move into this level of consciousness. And then third, compassion for all of creation and knowing that you're connected to everything. Okay, because there's going to be a lot of bumps in the next year because we're the immature gang system is literally crumbling around us, and there's a great deal of suffering on this earth. So those of us who are ready to raise our levels of consciousness so we may be assistants to humanity who we love. I'm in love with humanity. I'm in love with women. And I believe that the bottom line is we need to uplift women, the feminine within us, and Mother Earth. So a society that does not regard and respect their mother or the givers of life is kind of effed up, right? Okay, so that's the immature yang. Okay, so compassion, number one thing. Underneath all of that, faith. If we don't have faith, it ain't working for us, okay? You develop the faith, okay? Aspect number 2. So compassionate action it even goes farther than that. In my lineage, that's all we talk about is compassion, and love, self-love. Okay, we could go on for days. If you want to get a dissertation on this, Eckhart Tolle is fantastic, right? Okay, so um, connection to the universe. Okay, so you're connected completely to the universe. That is badass. So you are in the universe is in you. Now, this is really cool because from a science standpoint, we're actually starting to prove this in 3D, okay, which is amazing. So the Super Collider team, for instance, they acknowledge that there's a energy out there. They don't know what that is, okay? So I say that's actually Shakti. That is the energy in us. That is the energy that creates the entire manifest universe, okay? And if you get into the Mahavidyas, which I'm going to be teaching this year, um, each one of those is an aspect of creation in the phenomenal world. And there's inside of us. Okay, there's 10 wisdom goddesses, but that's another story. It's fun to awaken this way because there's goddesses. It helps us see it. If we can't be it, see it, we can't be it, right? Okay, so back to back to connection to the universe. Okay, Super Collider team, they've proven Shakti exists, God particle, whatever you want to call it, right? And then if you go back to 2020, the Nobel Prize winner for physics proved that everything is in everyone. So our molecules will match molecules of other beings, other creatures, or the stuff of creation, which is consciousness. Okay, so a lot of this is actually appears just physical, but there's so much more, and that's what we talk about. That's what we experience in my school. So that's um, energetics or vibration, whatever you want to call it. Okay, the wisdom goddesses, it's all the same. Whatever you want to call it, it's up to you. You are you are your own guru. Okay, so compassionate action connected to the universe. Okay, so if we take this a step further, there's something called epigenetics, and epigenetics will tell you that your environment can actually shift your DNA. Your environment can shift your consciousness. Okay, so we're moving into a unity consciousness. Okay, kids today are being born in unity consciousness, so they're like already there. So what we're doing, we're the transition team. We're getting things ready so our children will have a better place to live, planet Earth. Okay, and we're going to minimize the suffering. Okay, there's going to be a lot of suffering, but the hope is if we raise our consciousness, we will minimize the suffering. Okay. Okay, raising your consciousness, that's what it's about. So epigenetics, and if you want to go more into this, you could look at the work of Bruce Lipton or Greg Braden. They're doing some fantastic work around this, and they're cell biologists and evolutionary biologists. Okay, so we can go way down into that hole too, but the rabbit hole. But if you want to really get into it, Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton kick ass in that area. Okay, so the next thing is positive intention. So sometimes in Western culture, privileged white people like me to a certain degree is, well, to a great degree, is complaining. Okay, so complaining about this, complaining about that, victim consciousness, right? That is not going to fly. Okay, so you're a wizard. It's like kind of like it's really kind of like Harry Potter. It's like, hey, we're all magical. Okay, time to wake up, let go of the stuff that is not flowing with that, because you're going to need to flow. That's the other aspect of consciousness, is flow with focused positive intention. So that's part of the compassionate action. I go a little bit more in deep depth about that. So your ability to project your consciousness on whatever it is you choose to create, whether it be making love or making a company, is your Shakti energy. Women are experts at this. Western women will save the world. We need to start talking about how we're going to do that. And Shambhala, the Shambhala warriors, our number one goal is to pass the Equal Rights Amendment in the U.S. for women and girls to have gender equality. So important to protect the Shakti. Okay, we're 10 votes away in the Senate to removing the timeline. Okay, that's our action item in the world. Compassionate action, that is it. However we fucking do that, I don't care. That's our goal. Okay. Okay, next one, magic words. Okay, so we're going to focus on what we want. with magic words. So it's just like, Hogwarts again, right? So we have our wand. Where's my wand? I don't know where it is. I'll use my straw. Okay. My metal straw. Okay. Wand. Project your energy onto what you do want with positive words. Okay. So start by when you wake up in the morning, you're like, my goddess, who's that beautiful woman in the mirror? You look fantastic. Today's going to be a beautiful day. Namaste, right? Okay. Positive words. We don't get up and say, oh, fuck, it's another day in the concrete jungle or whatever. I don't know. Whatever you tell yourself, drop the story. In other words, drop the story. Okay. That is not who you are. Who you are is a multi-dimensional divine being. That is the new consciousness. Okay. In a nutshell. I think those were 5 aspects of the new consciousness. I'm just trying to be more extemporaneous and hopefully it's working. Okay, namaste, loves. Enjoy the new consciousness. And if you would like to learn to meditate or learn about the wisdom goddesses, then I would love to talk to you a little bit more about that and perhaps we'll meet again. Blessings, darling. You are love. We are one.